So there's some cars that make you look like a huge redneck, like a super jacked up truck. Some cars make you look like you got a teeny weenie, like a lime green Lambo. Some cars make you look like you like girls, like a Subaru, any Subaru. Some cars make you look like a virgin, like if you got a bunch of bumper stickers and stuffed animals in your car, you know what I'm talking about. Some cars make you look like a tech bro, like a Tesla. And some cars make you look like a huge dumbass, like a Range Rover. All right, if I see a dude and he's driving a Range Rover, I automatically know he's not that smart. Owning a Range Rover is kind of like dating a stripper. You know it's a bad idea. Everybody's told you it's a terrible idea. But you're like, but maybe just once, right? Because it's so sexy. And so you buy it, 3 months later, you can't open the sunroof. Like, I actually can't open the sunroof. Why? Because it's a Range Rover and they suck, gentlemen. What doesn't suck is the cars I'm gonna go over in today's video. These cars, I feel, make you actually more attractive. All right, that's my list. If you agree with it, great. If you don't agree with it, I'm cool with that. But down below, I want to know, in your opinion, what is a car that a guy can drive that will actually make him more attractive? All right, please note, none of these are supercars. I'm not going with that whole list. All right, they're unattainable for 99.9% of guys. I'm going to go with some affordable cars. Some are a little bit pricey, but a lot of them are kind of like mid-tier, mid-range. But I feel like these are sexy, masculine, alpha cars. Some other things I want you to know. Drive whatever you can afford. Don't get overextended in terms of cars. All right, that's one of the big mistakes that guys make when they're young. They think, oh, I need a really super badass expensive car in order to look cool and feel good. Gentlemen, don't believe the hype. There's some affordable, amazing cars out there that make you look super confident, alpha, and most importantly, are reliable. Few things you need to know. It doesn't matter the car that you're driving. You got to keep it clean, and you also need to make sure that it doesn't smell like your ass, all right? And so what I'd recommend is once a week, once a month, clean your car inside and out. And also what I'd recommend in terms of the fragrances is grab this, all right? This is Drift. Have you guys heard about Drift? I talked about it before. This is amazing. I've got a special link down below. I've also got that QR code. If you scan it or go through my link, you're gonna get 55% off your first month of Drift. You can also use my special code Alpha55 to get that 55% off your first month of Drift. So Drift makes air care products for your home and your car. The product that I love is the car freshener. This thing is amazing, all right? And the reason why I love Drift so much as opposed to any other like car air freshener is that they don't use like super synthetic chemicals and scents that are bad for you. All of the essential oils and things that they use to make the Drift products smell the way that they do are good, they're healthy, they're botanicals, they're essential oils, and they smell amazing. All right, super like masculine without being like too overpowering. So the way that it works, guys, month number 1, you're gonna get this, right? It's gonna come with your first scent. It's also gonna come with this metal clip that basically just goes right on your visor. Then on the back, a little magnet, all you do, boop, that's it. Stays in place, it doesn't move, and then your car is gonna smell sexy as hell all month long. This scent that I recently got is called Frosted Pine. It is so sexy. It is like you're in the wilderness, right? It's like pine trees and like juniper berries and like fir trees. It's just so sexy, all right? The bottom line is this though. What I personally would recommend is sign up for the Scent of the Month Club, where each month they're gonna send you a new fragrance because scent blindness is a thing. If you smell something over and over and over and over again, even if it smells amazing, you start to not like notice it. This is a great way to change it out monthly and always have a great smelling scent in your car. I've got a special QR code. Scan that or use the discount code and go through my special link in the description to get 55% off your first month of Drift, which means it's going to be under $5. It's a huge car no-brainer. Guys, hit the link. Get started today. Drift smells amazing. All right, gentlemen. So now, without any further ado, let's talk about the sexiest cars a guy can drive, or I should say the cars that make you extra sexy. Number 1 is a truck. All right, a truck, in my opinion, is a sexy option, but it can't be like a dirty, like work truck. It's got to be like clean. It's also got to maybe be a little bit more like rugged in terms of possibly a small lift or some non-stock tires, right? You want something with a little bit of bulk, a little bit of girth. All right, an F-250, great option. A Toyota Tacoma, also great. I think trucks are super sexy. Number 2 is a Jeep, all right? But once again, the Jeep can't be like a stock, like standard, like drive off the lot Jeep. It's got to be a little bit more robust. You need a little bit of girth, right? Bigger tires, a little bit of a lift, nothing like too big and like aggressive, but just more of a manly Jeep, all right? In my opinion, super sexy. And when people see you drive in a Jeep that's a little bit more rugged and manly, it makes you more rugged and manly. Number 3 is a Bronco. I really think Bronco has knocked it out of the park in terms of a great newer addition to an old classic, all right? But once again, just like with the Jeep, it can't be like stock, right? You see some Broncos and you're like, no thanks. Some you're like, damn, that's sexy, right? You gotta lift it a little bit. You gotta put some sexy bigger tires on there. Number 4 is pretty much anything German. German cars, they do a really good job making sexy cars that are just attractive, right? Even like the lower end models that aren't like technically like low end are just like classic. They're clean and they are definitely sophisticated and elegant looking, in my opinion. Everything from Mercedes. I think like almost like every Mercedes looks good. Some of the like SUVs and like the minivans aren't like super like attractive, but a lot of the sedans, sexy, right? They've got good, like, aggressive grills, and they're just a classic car. All right, some other ones, all right? The SUV, I don't know the name of it, but it looks like kind of like a bubble, and it's kind of aggressive looking, kind of mean. Also, super badass. The G-Wagon, in my opinion, is one of the most overhyped vehicles out there, but once again, it definitely does send a message that you are, A, probably well off and successful, and that in and of itself is attractive. When you see somebody, whether or not it's like a nice watch or something that you know is like expensive, it correlates to success. And when you see somebody that is successful, it is attractive, right? That is an attractive quality. So don't get it twisted and don't lie to yourself, all right? Do people notice cars? The answer is yes, all right? So if you got a nice one, it definitely is going to make you more attractive. Some other German vehicles that I love. Audis, I love like every Audi. I think they look great. The SUVs, the sedans, the sports cars, sick, sexy, amazingly attractive. BMW, also, I think they're sexy. I think they're actually, I don't think BMWs are as sexy as like Audis or Mercedes, but I just think they are classy. And whenever I see a dude rocking or driving a BMW or a woman driving a BMW, because seeing a woman driving a nice car, you know it automatically like boosts their sex appeal. Same thing happens to men, right? But BMWs, I think, are just a classic, amazing car, and pretty much every model looks great, and every model makes you look more attractive, all right? Some of the SUVs, like the smaller SUVs, not as much, but even like an old BMW, I think looks great, all right? Porsche. Probably, in my opinion, the sexiest car on the road. And I'm not talking about supercars, like I said. These are like goal cars, not like grail cars, all right? But the Porsche, in my opinion, you don't get much sexier than a Porsche 911, lots of different models, but you can also grab some that are used or pre-owned for a good price, all right? Even like a Boxster, I think, is sexy. Mustang. Didn't make my list. Dodge Chargers, also not on my list. A Lexus, right? How can you beat a Lexus? They're not super like crazy, like pricey, but they still are luxurious and they're reliable. Most importantly, they are reliable. And I think some of the smaller, more affordable ones also are incredible. Like the 250, the ICE 250. My wife used to have one. I borrowed it for a while. I drove it around. It was zippy. It was sexy. It was amazing. Acuras are kind of in that same like zone as Lexus. Not super premium, but if somebody sees you driving it, it's like, okay, he's obviously made it. He's not driving like a piece of crap. He's not going too overboard because his confidence and his ego doesn't require him to get something like a Mustang or a Hellcat. But the bottom line is you're reliable, you're responsible, and you appreciate reliability. Big SUVs is the next thing on the list. Anything like an Escalade, mwah. I think they're sexy, whatever you want to say about Cadillacs, I think Escalades are attractive. Some other ones, Tahoes are great. There are a lot of incredible bigger SUVs out there that, honestly, in my opinion, makes you look more masculine and a little bit more, I don't know, probably It makes you look probably like you've got a family, honestly, and you're not driving like a minivan. Whenever I see somebody driving like a big like SUV, that's what like connects with me. And as you know, whenever a woman sees a dude and he's married, he's got a ring on, or he's driving one of these family cars, it automatically makes him be perceived as more attractive to those single spicy senoritas, because women love married dudes, but you're married, so be a good boy. And if you don't, your wife's gonna get you a minivan, which is the last on my list. I personally love a minivan. Whenever I see a dude driving a minivan, I think, bro, I got you, right? Not only are you confident in your masculinity, your ruggedness, you're like, yo, whatever, this bitch is spacious. I got a few rows of seats. It's easy to get in the back, to get my sexy on with my spicy senorita when the kids aren't in there. I'm telling you, the minivan is a much underrated automobile for dudes. If you rock one, you're confident. If you rock one, you're the man. And if you rock any of these that I talked about in today's video, you are more attractive. And guys, don't forget, hit the link down below, use that discount code, or scan my custom QR code to get 55% off your first month of Drift. But while you're there, I want you to also check out their home diffusers, because they've got products not only for your car, they've got some for your home that you are absolutely going to love. And with that discount code, it's a huge no-brainer. Guys, hit the link and smell sexy as hell.